Well, April is Autism Acceptance Month, and today we are highlighting a new documentary called Understanding Autism. In it, filmmaker and advocate Scott Steindorff opens up about his personal journey and tackles the misconceptions and challenges surrounding life on the spectrum.
My name is Scott Steindorff, and I'm autistic. I struggle with social cues, organization, planning, emotional regulation, and it's made my journey in life a struggle.
Scott is here with us now, and he's joined by Dr. Roseann Capanna-Hodge. She's a licensed professional counselor and founder of the Global Institute of Children's Mental Health. Thank you to you both. I'm really excited to have this conversation. Scott, let me start with you. Why did you make this film, and what did you learn about autism?
It's genetic, most likely. My father was on the spectrum. My sibling, my brother was on the spectrum. My adult children are on it. And I wanted to understand, what is it? There's so many misconceptions. For example, that we don't feel. We feel too much. And, you know, we also have extraordinary intellectual capabilities. So I don't like using the word disability. And even those that can't speak, I have found on this journey, have higher intelligence, and they used to say that they were less intelligent.
Dr. Capanna-Hodge, we heard what Scott just said there about some of the common misperceptions. Explain to us what you see in your clinical practice, and what are some of the things you want people to know?
I think one of the greatest disservices that I see to neurodivergence in general and individuals with autism is delayed diagnosis. So many families, particularly mothers, ask their pediatricians and physicians and say, is this normal? Is this speech regression normal? Is this toe walking normal? And they get told they'll outgrow it. And we know from the CDC that we can reliably diagnose most kids with autism by age 2, but yet the average age is 5. And so that means delayed intervention, and intervention is so critical for particularly social communication, and we can better the lives of individuals with neurodivergence when we identify them earlier.
Wow, so people are typically diagnosed at 5 when you think it's reliable, and you can actually put that diagnosis in at age 2.
Yeah, CDC says that as a fact. And you know, with 1 in 36 children now being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 45 adults, we need to do a better job of getting this out there to the masses, not just for parents, but for the physicians who really are those frontline workers.
Absolutely, to identify it. Scott, I know you met and spoke with so many different people who were neurodivergent. Tell us about some of the memorable characters in your film.
I think a lot of the families have this autistic love, autistic joy that I've never seen. It was beautiful.
Oh, you're getting emotional just talking about it. Tell us a little bit more about that and why.
It's just that these families come together
To support their person who's on the spectrum.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. And it's in my movie.
We can't wait to see it. So tell us a little bit more, doctor, in terms of, you know, what does neurodiversity look like in adulthood, especially if you missed the boat completely in childhood and were not diagnosed?
Yeah, I mean, we're opening our ideas of what neurodivergence is. It's brain differences, and we have to start thinking about it, as Scott said, that it's about differences of abilities, right? We focus on the deficits. So when it comes to adults, right, many people wind up coming to this diagnosis of autism because maybe they've had difficulty with social reciprocity, meaning that they want to be social, they lack the skills in doing it. So they might have had a history of difficulty in relationships, at work, but they have many assets. They can have hyper-focusing skills, they can have giftedness in certain areas, but it's that social piece that often is lacking for them, not because they don't want it, it's because their environment isn't set to support what they can do.
Is there a website or a place people can go to learn a little bit more about this?
Well, I mean, you can go to there are many things about, including Talk About Curing Autism Now. There's different websites. You can go to CDC. There are many places where you can get accurate information about autism.
Okay.
The ARC is a great resource.
Yeah.
Terrific. The film is called Understanding Autism. Filmmaker Scott Steindorff, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
And Dr. Roseann Capanna-Hodge, it was great to talk with you and learn a little bit more for Autism Month.